FCT are also captured as part of the local governments in the Constitution, which says, or therefore says that whatever operates for local governments in Benue State or in Kogi State, for that matter, should operate for local governments in the FCT. The Local Government Service Commission has the sole duty of employing, training, disciplining, firing, and ensuring that the pensions of people who have worked for local government service is catered for. If you do not have such a service, there is no means by which you can regulate the operation of civil servants who work in the local government service. I want to say that even in the FCT, a structure in this manner already exists. The issue is that it does not have the backing of law. What we are trying to do here is to give it the full backing of law so that it can operate properly and not operate under the covers. So it is shocking that my friend Honorable Karimi will say a noble thing like this and come around with his hand behind his back to oppose it. This is noble, we should support it, and I ask that honorable members will do the right thing to ensure that service in the FCT among local governments is carried out in the with the best practice at heart, and is done in line with what operates elsewhere in the country and the best parts of the world. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so submit.
Honorable TJ, then EJ, and then Gaza will round up.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable TJ Yusuf. I represent the people of Kaba, Bonuju Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise, my dear colleagues, to lend my voice to the need to allow these bills go to second reading. Mr. Speaker, as it is today, without this commission, each area council come up any day to tell us the staff strength they have without the privilege of a commission to peruse and ascertain the truth of those figures. We all know that it's a common practice for pseudonyms or fictitious names to be infused into payroll through such means. The intention of the commission is to warehouse all this information and have a central body that coordinates staff recruitment, staff record, just like you have in the Federal Civil Service Commission. Ministry of Aviation or what have you have vacancy, they send to Federal Civil Service Commission. Just like you have in the Police Service Commission, police still send their process of recruitment through this Police Service Commission. And by my understanding, this commission will not draw anything new from federal government rather than from what is already getting from the federal coffer in FCT. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I appeal that whatever area we are not comfortable with, when it gets to the public hearing and what have you, we should cross the T's, dot the I, and amend what we need to amend. But this bill should be allowed to go to second reading, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues. I so appeal.
EJ.
My dear Right Honorable Speaker, my great, wonderful colleagues, my name is Honorable E.J. Agboanyima, representing the good people of Ego, Bubaka Federal Constituency, Edo State, the heartbeat of the nation. Mr. Speaker, let me stand to commend and appreciate my honorable colleagues sponsoring this important bill. Mr. Speaker, I have listened attentively to my wonderful colleagues. Those four, of course, majority will always have their say, minority will have those, majority will have their ways, minority will have their say. We only have one minority that has spoken against this bill. I know fully that this bill will see the light of day. I want to, my friend who spoke against this bill without fear of favor. I know maybe you have not lived in a FCT for a while. Mr. Speaker, we need, this is the Federal Capital Territory. This is the center, the seat of the nation. This is the room, the parlor, the living room of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, I am surprised that someone will speak against this bill. But I'm also happy that the majority has spoken, that this bill must see the light of day. And I appeal to every members who reside in FCT here in Abuja. We must put our people first. We must put Nigeria first. That if we don't pass this bill, we have failed in our responsibility to be accountable to all Nigerians. Every one of us sitting here today live in FCT. And FCT should be catered for. And this bill, well framed out, a bill for how to establish the Federal Capital Territory Area Council Service Commission to provide a legal framework for the regulation of the employment and working conditions.
Honorable Karimi has a point of order. EJ, what's your point of order, Karimi?
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable EJ, please take your seat.
My colleague just made a statement referring directly to...
No, what is your order? What is your order? Read it.
Order 9.
Order 9, Rule 9. Are you sure?
Rule 7. It shall be out of order to use offensive and insulting language on members of the House. My colleague just made a statement that I've not lived in Abuja for long. I think that language is against this order.
So how abusive is it now? In what way is it abusive? The fact that you haven't lived long in Abuja, is it abusive?
And I'm sure he's just been in Abuja for maybe 2 years. He just migrated from US.
The nearest state is Kogi.
Honorable Karimi, it's not enough to call a spade a spade. You must use one. Now you are accusing someone of using a language against you, and you are using far worse language against that person. So you have counseled yourself. Honorable EJ, please round up. I'll give you 1 minute and I will be very strict.
My right honorable speaker, I want to thank you for protecting me and my wonderful colleagues, as always. Well, my brother, you know I love you. You were in my state, Edo State a few days ago. I want to thank you. You are my friend. But this is about Nigeria.
Your 1 minute is over. Honorable Gaza, please. Your 1 minute is over. Honorable Gaza.
Right Honorable Speaker,
Honorable colleagues.
my name is Gaza Jonathan Befi. I represent the people of Kano. Kefi, Kokona Federal Constituency. Honorable Speaker, I really want to thank you for the opportunity
Honorable colleagues, order.
to comment on this very important bill. I make bold to say that I believe this is one of the reasons I was elected into the House of Representatives for a time such as this. I am proud to say that I'm a product of this particular institution, Mr. Speaker, a place that I served for over 11 years. Mr. Speaker, forgive me to say, but that the legislation is coming about 41 years late. By executive fiat, you already have an Area Council Service Commission that is in full effect. But one thing that is
Honorable members, please sit down.
One thing that is of premium importance that has not been highlighted in the arguments
PDP caucus, please sit down.
the peculiar nature of the FCT and why you need such an Area Council Service Commission. Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues,
order,
we know
order.
that the FCT is the seat of power and it is for all Nigerians. Now, the FCT Area Council guarantees that all Nigerians from all ethnicities and other states are given a pride of place in the placement of area councils. If the employment in area councils are left to the area council chairman, I can assure you that what you would have is a situation where employments are done particularly on political grounds and political considerations, and you only have persons of particular ethnicity occupying all area council positions from the top to the bottom, and things like merit and other things would be jettisoned. So it is of utmost importance and emergency that we please consider this bill, send it for second reading, so that this institution is put in place, and like previous speakers have said, the legal backing is given to it because it has been in existence as by executive fiat. All we are doing is giving it legislative backing, and indeed it is one of which Nigeria as a whole will be proud of. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker and distinguished colleagues.
The question is that the bill be now read the second time. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill.
No, don't worry. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish the Federal Capital Territory Council Service Commission to provide for a legal framework for the regulation of the employment and working conditions of area council staff with a view to professionalizing the FCT area council's service and for other related matters. Second reading.
Bill is referred to Committee on Federal Capital Territory Area Councils and ancillary matters. Fifth order of the day, honorable colleagues, commencement of debate on the general principles of Bill for an act to establish a sustainable development fund charged with responsibility for imposing, operating, and managing the fund for the attainment of sustainable development goals in Nigeria for other related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Abdullahi Umar Farouk. Honorable members who recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 22nd February 2017. I now invite Honorable Farouk to move the bill. We now read the second time.
Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Engineer Abdullah Umar Farouk, the Maji Kirangwandu, representing the good people of Birning Kebi, Kalgo, Bunda Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I move for a bill for an act to establish a Sustainable Development Fund charged with responsibility for imposing, operating, and managing the fund for the attainment of sustainable development goals in Nigeria and for other related matters. I so move.
Honorable Gure.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, my honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Adam Gurai. I represent Shiraki at the Federal Constituency. I'm from Bauchi State. I rise to second the bill ably moved by my honorable colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Honorable Farouk, please lead the debate.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, this bill came as a result of three issues. One, Mr. Speaker, I happen to be a member of the SDG committee. Two, I was privileged by the benevolence of the Mr. Speaker, who drafted me among the delegates from the House of Representatives to attend Speakers' Conference in Guinea-Bissau, where issues of SDG was discussed and resolution reached that member countries or parliamentarians of member countries should seek to domesticate the sustainable development.
Honorable Osai, your point of order. Honorable Farouk, please take your seat.
Order.
Order 9, Mr. Speaker. Sub Rule 9. During a sitting, all members shall be silent or shall confer only in undertone. Mr. Speaker, there has been a lot of disruption when a member is speaking, and likely people cross the seats along that line, the same thing which is against our rules. My raising this point of order is to call on the Chief Whip of this House, to call on the Chief Whip of this House to really do his job in terms of maintaining order in the floor. And also, Mr. Speaker, to call your attention that the House Committee on Ethics and Privileges is ready to receive any members who do not abide by these rules. Because that is how Parliament is run. Parliament is run by rules. We adopted this rule for ourselves, and these rules tie us completely. Tie our hands and tie our legs. So this is my order, Mr. Speaker.
I can't agree any less with Honorable Osai, and I want to cite Honorable TJ as the first member to be referred to your committee, since you are ready and willing to receive members. So thou shalt first receive Honorable TJ Yusuf. You have to appear before ethics because you have crossed almost 5 lines to be where you are now. So, honorable members, please let's listen to the debate in absolute quietness so that we can make progress. Honorable Farouk, please. But Honorable Osai, you are still breaching the same rule. So, Honorable Farouk.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for the wisdom in guiding this House properly. Mr. Speaker, the third reason for this bill is the fact that increasing economic, social, and political inequalities and challenges in this country, it gives credence to new thinking on how we can come out of it, how we can fund our development. Mr. Speaker, we had Millennium Development Goals in the last 15 years. And the United Nations, in its own wisdom, invited all strata of people, government, professional, academia, and everybody to come and discuss about the success or otherwise of the Millennium Development Goals after the 15 years. And unanimously, the Congress accepted that we should move on for sustainable development goals. And this had been. Mr. Speaker, governments are adopting counterpart funding projects, including PPP and counterpart funding of projects in the real and social sectors of the Nigerian economy. Also to facilitate the reduction of poverty through establishment of sustainable economic empowerment programs, to ensure the realization of sustainable development goals through effective provisions of essential services in all sectors of the economy with strategic management of climate change. Also to credit the fund with levies collected from certain organizations from this, we will develop our people as other countries, even less endowed than us, have done. Sierra Leone here and Cote d'Ivoire, Mr. Speaker, you only need to go and see how rapid their development is. It's simply because they found a way of funding their SDGs. I want us to do so. About 27 countries in the world have already done so, including UK, USA, Canada, and I believe
support this bill so that we can bring development to bear to our people. I rest my case, Mr. Speaker.
Samson Oku.
Mr. Speaker, I am Honorable Samson Oku, represent the good people of Odu of the Federal Constituency of Benue State. Mr. Speaker, when I look at this bill,
the Sustainable Development Goals are all the objectives of governance which the national budget, the annual national budget is all about. When we take the duties and functions of all the ministries, each one of them is to take one aspect or the other of the Sustainable Development Goals, and which cannot be a lifetime issue. We cannot continue to say our people should remain a third world country for the next 10 years, and we are now to continue to distribute motorcycle, keke napep, and handkerchiefs, and we are now establishing a to move our people from penury, poverty. So we should not celebrate poverty by establishing fund for keke napep. I think I sympathize with the motives, but it doesn't require a whole fund, to now continue to buy. So I want us to take caution and step this down at this level. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Please take your seats.
Robert TJ will be the last contributor.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm TJ Yusuf. My dear colleagues, I rise to support the second reading of this bill. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, my privilege of being in this house for 3 years, I want to disagree that SDG is purely for keke napep. I have the privilege of bringing more tangible things through SDG to my constituency. I want to appeal that whatever defect you observe about this bill should be cured at the public hearing. As it is, SDG is necessarily a fund for it. What this bill seeks to do is to
as well as ensure orderliness, equity, fairness, and justice in the distribution of service and for other related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Abubakar Amuda Kanike, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 21st March 2017. Now I invite Honorable Kanike to move the bill be now read the second time.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. Distinguished colleagues, I'm Dr. Amuda Konike Abubakar. We have legislation that is robust enough that would enshrine the knowledge of the Constitution and make it mandatory for civic education rather than at the free will of educational institutions. This knowledge of civic education must be mandatory in all schools so that at very primordial phases in the development of the average Nigerian, he has the knowledge and he internalizes the knowledge of the Constitution. These were